I got my iced coffee. We're good to go.
There you go. Well, right now we're live. I got my coffee. So
yeah. So good morning to everybody out there, guys.
Okay.
And Carver, this is your show today. So you want to introduce? You want to start it off, or?
All right, here we go. Finally, it's got a little delay on it. All right, that's fine. Yep. So we are here. What's today? February the 8th? Yeah, today's the 8th.
February the 8th. Yes.
Our second episode, Beyond the Bell. Last week we had it on Butchers. I got Butcher with me today. So awesome guy, very knowledgeable on wrestling. He picks up my slack for sure.
What's up, guys? Cheers.
Next week we'll be back on Butchers. We're going to do a little alternating, it looks like. So, well, Butcher.
I apologize for picking my teeth, guys. I'm stuffing my face with a sausage, egg, and cheese. So
that's good. As long as it's not picking your butt, we're good. But man, it's 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock your time. So, hey, no better way to get the day started by talking a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, let's kind of jump right into it, Carver, and get going. So we'll usually, so for those of you who are new, guys, and you haven't, this is your first episode watching us, we usually recap Raw and Smackdown to start the show off. We'll run down the matches and give our thoughts on each of them, and just kind of do a general recap of each show. And then we talk about the upcoming pay-per-views and give our thoughts on that, and basically just the direction in which WWE is going. Like it's been a hot topic, man. There's a lot of the booking. There's just been a lot of issues lately with the WWE, and we're on this episode, guys. We're gonna dive right into that. So we will get let's get started with Monday Night Raw, Carver. So to open Monday Night Raw, they had the Randy Orton segment to explain why he did what he did to Edge last week, and I thought that was a pretty good way to open the show, and bring him out there, and he got a pretty good, the crowd booed him pretty good for what he did to Edge. He definitely got a good heel crowd pop. So I thought that was pretty good. The only problem was he didn't say much. He didn't really give much, to the fans or to anybody about why he really did what he did. But to be honest, I liked it. I thought the segment was pretty good. They're not going to give you much, because it's heel Orton. It's typical heel Randy Orton. He plays that bad guy role really good, really good.
He is at his best when they got him as a bad guy, and they couldn't plan it up any better to have Edge return in just one Monday night. That's all it took for him just to flip.
Because I thought for sure at the Rumble that they were going to work together, they were, and they did for a little bit, but then, Edge, Randy was going to RKO that one little spot that they had where Randy was going to RKO him and throw him out. And that kind of set this whole kind of chain reaction off. And
yeah,
I think this is old school, cause that's like the beatdown that Randy put on Edge was pretty savage, man. It was that was hearkening back to the old school the old school WWF days. So it was good to kind of see an old school, real, kind of a hardcore beatdown.
Yeah.
But they need more. I think they played that segment pretty good. Now, my favorite part of the night, Rhea Ripley shows up on Raw because Charlotte has yet to challenge or at the time had yet to challenge anybody for for a title. You know, she hadn't picked, you know, she hadn't chosen anybody. And this is awesome. I hope we get Rhea and Charlotte at Mania.
Looks like that's what they're building to.
Because that's going to be a phenomenal match. I think that's awesome. Like that. So the next, that was the Rhea and Charlotte kind of, you know, that segment there where Rhea basically said, you know, if you want it, come get it, you know?
Yeah. We should, because Charlotte needs a good match. We need a good match with Charlotte because I'm burnt out. There's so much talent out there that I don't know. So hopefully we can get that match so we can have something really good to start talking about in the next, about 2 months?
Yeah, yeah. No, I really like that's gonna be and it's something different too. You know, I mean, it's something like it's a new challenger, it's a new kind of direction for Charlotte. Because I'm getting tired of her versus Bayley, her versus Becky. Like it's the booking's getting old. So for them to insert like a new kind of challenge for Charlotte was not like that's going to be awesome because Rhea is incredibly talented in the ring. Like she's a very good wrestler too. So, and Charlotte is as well. Like both of them are extremely talented, and I have a feeling they're going to kind of pull out all the stops when it comes to Mania. I think it's going to be phenomenal.
And that could be great, just a career, just boosting match for Ripley to be able to have that kind of match at WrestleMania with
and
Flair.
To have all the the attention, like everybody's going to be watching at Mania, and just to showcase like what she can do, like it's going to be a phenomenal match. I was pumped when I heard Ripley's music. That was a very well designed. You know, it was good. It was pretty good. All right, so the next we'll run them down. The next match that we had was the Asuka and Natalya match.
How they doing on Raw?
See, this is where I'm gonna see. I'm not afraid to criticize, you know, the WWE when they deserve it, and to me, this is an area where they deserve it because Asuka's talents are being totally wasted. Like she's an extremely, both of these girls, Natalya and Asuka, like Raw's booking is terrible, man. It's I mean, let's be honest. The last like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, it's been bad. It's just been bad. It's just rinse, wash, repeat. You know, the same match that like there's no, it's almost like they don't know how to build any new any new storyline. So you just get the same repeat stuff. Like that's why the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte thing was such a, you know, it's like a refreshment. It's you know what I mean? Like you get a new kind of face in the mix.
It's just it's like they get all these riders, but it only seems like they get one. Yeah.
Vince.
Yeah. And we'll get into that a little bit later.
Oh yeah, we'll get into Vince a little bit later in the show.
But every single week we're gonna get into Vince.
Yeah, because the WWE has a Vince McMahon problem.
Yeah.
We're just gonna start calling it the Vince Factor.
Oh man, the Vince Factor. We're gonna have like one show just dedicated to the Vince Factor.
We really should, because we could talk about it for 2 hours.
Yeah. But
so, you know, like, here's the thing: that the Asuka and Natalya match. Did you watch Raw at all or no?
I wasn't able to.
So, if you watch the highlights, it was a good match technically. Like, it was a good match. It was a good match. There was, you know, a lot of good moves, and there was good, you know, storytelling. Like, it was a good match, but the crowd was just not involved at all. Just like
the viewer,
just silent. Huh?
And as a viewer, when the crowd's not getting into it, you feel it. You're sitting back and just watching. When the crowd's involved, you're involved as a viewer. So how many people would turn it off at that point?
It was just sad because both of those women are two of the best wrestlers probably in the company. Never mind male, female, just wrestlers overall in the company, like
Yeah.
talent wise. And like the crowd was just like, they were just not in it. It was like silent. I kind of felt bad for them.
Yeah. I don't know, because they go out, they try their hardest to get fans into it, but when the fans are not feeling it, you got to start going a different direction.
See, and that makes now it's funny though, because like it's kind of fickle how Vince works. Because he'll get mad at you as a performer, right?
Yeah.
For like here's the thing, whether you're a heel, a baby face, good guy, bad, like good guy, bad guy, a reaction from the crowd is what you're going for,
Yes.
If you get nothing, that's going to make Vince just as mad as you getting the wrong reaction as a heel or a face.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the worst thing for any wrestler, is to get no reaction from the crowd. None.
It's like the Bailey matches lately.
It really has been. It's so I felt bad for the two of them, because the match was pretty good. Like there was some good spots in it. There was, obviously Natalia's, they're trying to capitalize on that feud between the two of them. And, it was just sad. Like I felt bad for them, because it was a good match, and they got no
great performer.
Yeah, they got no recognition whatsoever. So I felt bad for them. I thought they did well in the ring. They executed well, and they furthered that feud good too. So that's how I kind of looked at that. Now the next thing, we got a little segment with Becky Lynch and Asuka. Between the two of them, they got into a little bit of a war of words. And I think they're kind of building towards Becky and Asuka at Mania, which that's going to be interesting too, because we've talked before. We both think that Becky could be taking time off or losing the title for, just to put it on somebody else. But I think Becky's going to take time off.
Get the wedding,
whether it's to get married to Seth Rollins and, possibly even start a family. Because we could, if that's the case, if they're going to get married and start a family, then we're not going to see Becky for like a year.
Yeah. And, honestly, as a women's superstar, it's hard to, like, she could take time off, get married, and come back. Then have to take time off again if they decide to start a family and stuff. So
they might just want to do it all at once.
All at once. That's how a lot of, like, superstars do.
Yeah, get married, and then they take their time for their honeymoon, and then they start and then they start the fit. They have they have their kid. Take the time for that. But like, that's what I mean. Like, it's you're talking a year. You're talking, we might not see Becky for a year.
Yeah, and it's rough. As a female wrestler and stuff, they kind of gotta plan that. It's be like, well, if we're gonna do this, we need to kind of do it now, or we may not do it for like another 2 or 3 years.
Or longer. You know the WWE schedule, that they're on the road for 200 days a year,
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And do it now and come back, and you have building up for like next Rumble with her.
Yeah, like next WrestleMania, or next, like you said, next year's Royal. It's and I'm sure if she is leaving, that they've probably planned this for months,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they probably knew for 3 or 4 months that she was going to be gone,
because she's had a heck of a ride all the way up to this point. So she deserves time off. So the wedding coming up, it's like, why not do it now?
It's going to be if Asuka wins at Mania, if we do get Becky and Asuka at WrestleMania and Asuka wins, it's going to tell us a lot about what, like, the next year or year and a half is going to look like with Becky Lynch.
Because usually when a person drops the title at Mania, they kind of go on a break. It's kind of like a passing of the torch. Be like, okay, my time's over for now. Run with it.
Yeah.
Then I'll come back and take it from you.
Now, So after that, they after that little Asuka and Becky war of world, I kind of want to skip a little bit ahead to to the Wednesday night when they had NXT's, that they had NXT's show, and Charlotte showed up on NXT to answer, answer Rhea Ripley, and that was awesome. That was awesome to have Charlotte on NXT. Like that was pretty cool. So that was well planned on their part. I hope we get I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but that's going to be, like I said, I'm looking forward to Ripley and Charlotte at Mania. That's going to be a good match.
Yes, it will. Look forward to it, because it's like, say, Charlotte, she's a great performer, and she helps out the other person a lot, and the crowds get into it with Charlotte. So I don't know. I'm interested to see a little change of pace.
And it was nice on NXT that they had Bianca Belair in there with Charlotte and Ripley, and then Charlotte disrespecting Bianca like that. That whole segment was awesome. That was so funny. Like she puts the hand in Belair's face. Charlotte's very, like, her mic skills are awesome.
Well, I wonder who she got that from. And Charlotte, she does so good at being like the heel.
Oh, and she's so, yeah, she's
up snob.
Yeah,
like everything's handed to her. Like, hey, I don't have to work for it. She plays that story so good.
Look at her dad.
He really is.
Look at her dad. Ric Flair was always that, the heel, Ric Flair was always better than the face one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, you had a lot of the face in WCW and the heel WWE, WWF, and it's just, I don't know, when you got that charisma, back in the day when Flair was at the top of his game, the little glasses on, just Hollywood Flair.
But see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's me, but like, I like the anti-hero. I like a good heel. Like Randy Orton as a heel.
It makes it much better.
Yeah, I tend to lean towards I love me a good, like evil, like if you can play a villain good, that's pretty good.
And that's why I don't like The Miz, because he does a villain so good. He makes you hate him. When he gets on that mic, he makes you hate him. It's like Corbin's trying to do that, but he can't.
It comes so natural to the Miz. Like that's why I kind of like The Miz, just because he plays that and it's just natural for him to be an annoying little heel, and it works so well for him.
TV, he kind of him.
Yeah.
He does it so good. It's like, if you can be an arrogant smartass,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he does real good at it. It's like Seth Rollins can be a really good heel.
Seth is a better heel. I think he plays the bad guy better than the good guy.
Yes, big time. And that's what I miss with Rollins. I like him being I don't know. If it was me, I know it'd be bad because WWE would have nothing but like a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah, me too.
I would like to see what AJ Styles would do as a heel.
See, now I think that's very interesting you said him, because I personally think WWE has wasted his career, because as soon as he got here and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were here, the Bullet Club members, right? The original Bullet Club, part of the original Bullet Club with Adam Cole and all them over in New Japan, and Kenny Omega. I would have capitalized. I would have put him immediately with,
do what works
with that group.
Works over there.
Huh?
You get fire, lightning in a bottle, use it, run with it.
That's what I mean. Like, so like we've talked, all last episode too. It's the WWE booking is part of their problem.
Yeah.
It's all intertwined, but it's a huge part of the issue.
It was like when I watched AJ Styles in TNA back in the day.
Yeah.
He had that heel to him.
Yeah.
He was like a pretty boy heel, and he didn't even perfect his art back then. Now I don't know. It's just something about when you can play a bad guy,
Yeah.
you can do so much more because it's not you. You can literally act.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And you can play the crowd so much more. You can get like Jericho, man. He could play a good heel because he'll get after the crowd.
Yeah.
Just so
Kevin
much
Owens
more
was a
you
good
can
heel
do.
too. So, all right. So the main event for Raw, Carver. We'll jump right back into this now. The main event of Raw was really good. You know, the 4-way to decide who faced Brock Lesnar, and it was good to see Ricochet come out on top. But you kind of know he's just like a sacrificial lamb to kind of make Brock, look strong going into WrestleMania, because
Yeah.
he's gonna he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Yep.
It's almost like a given, that he's gonna win.
Lesnar's not going to lose again until Mania.
But they were smart in the booking when they had, they took out AOP with the Viking Raiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took AOP out again with the Viking Raiders. And then you had Kevin Owens getting involved. So,
That's
you had
another
KO
guy
involved again. So
did a lot was Kevin
they're
Owens.
I would like to see a Viking Raiders and AOP, match at Mania. That would possibly be entertaining, either at Mania or the Super Showdown coming up in Saudi Arabia. But personally, I'd rather have that match at WrestleMania.
Hey, why not? 6 hours, they can work it in.
Yeah, seriously. But that was a good that match was good. So it was like once again, the first hour of Raw, spectacular.
Yeah.
The second hour of Raw, terrible.
You get dinner.
Yep. That is your cooking dinner bathroom break hour.
Yeah.
Then you come back in the second, in the third hour, and you're good. The storytelling builds back up, and then they have a good, they have a really good main event.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the trend, man. Ever since they brought it to 2 to 3 hours, it's just the trend that
I know I touched on it last week about 3 hours. I was excited because they get so much talent on NXT that 3 hours, it's like they get so much people in the WWE that more people's going to get looks, character development, NXT talent coming up, having more matches on Raw. I was like, they can do so much more, so many more storylines that they could use, but they just dropped the ball.
And you know what? They could, that second hour, have 2 cruiserweight matches.
Yeah.
Have the cruiserweights take the second hour. Give 2 matches to those guys. Give 2 matches to the cruiserweights. That last 10 or 15 minutes each.
Yeah, but
because the cruiserweights, everybody loves those. Everybody loves the high flying. The lucha libre. All the top rope stuff from the cruiserweights that they can do.
WCW did it a lot. You had your big guys, middleweights, then you had your cruiserweights that just tear it up. That keeps the crowd entertained.
Yeah, but once again, Carver, it goes back to what the WWE booking and creative. It goes back to that department.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of the recap that I had on Raw, man. It was pretty raffle this week.
Yeah.
You could call it.
I'm getting frustrated. I'm trying not to get frustrated because this is why I stopped watching to begin with. And I've been back watching it for the last 5 weeks, and it's like it's getting.
But guess what? SmackDown has picked up Raw's slack. It has
big time. So I'm not really missing much on Raw. I'm having fun on SmackDown. 2 hours.
It just seems like the story, like the booking is better. Like I don't know. It just seems like it's a better show.
Yeah, well, they get more pressure on them from Fox. Fox ain't gonna put up with anything.
Hey, what's up, Bradley?
Yeah, we got Bradley. Rob jumped in. Holman, I don't know if
Jaquel Holman
or not, but
but that's like the main event of Raw was pretty good. Like if I had to give like the hours, if I had to break like the show overall was probably like a C- or a D, but the first hour was probably like a B, B or B minus, and then the last hour was probably a B, B or like it's that second hour is what absolutely crushes it. People tune out and then they don't come back.
Yeah, especially Monday night. I know we didn't get NFL going or anything, but still, there's other like hockey games that could be going on. Basketball. I know Boston was playing Atlanta, I think Monday night.
Yep.
So if anybody that's in Atlanta that care about the basketball team that is in Boston, they're not gonna.
No, they're gonna watch the Celtics because I did the Celtics. Believe me, I know, because nobody was like, I'm telling you, dude, it's they have to get people back engaged because I've been we'll get into this later on in the show, but I've been doing some research and it's people are turning away from the wrestling, WWE in particular.
Yep.
Hey Sarah, how are you?
Oh, today's Saturday, not Sunday. Get a little quick fingers there. But it's like, I don't know. Now we're touch on it. We're definitely talking about what we think WWE has to do to bring back the fans.
Oh yeah. We'll get into we're definitely going to get into that later on in the show. So I'm going to hand it off to you because I didn't get to see SmackDown, but go for it, man.
All right.
So start it off.
It was great. I see. Well, the tag team match, but at the same time, it was a good match, but it's played out. For 5 straight weeks, we've been seeing the Usos versus Ziggler and Rude. They're doing really good. There's like on the Rude. I'm not a big fan of Rude because to me, he's dull.
Drawn out, very drawn out.
He's just like Ziggler can carry a match. Ziggler carries whoever he tag teams with. It's like I'm not gonna shy away from him. I'm a big Ziggler fan. And Usos, they are amazing. They're high flying. It's weird to have. I wonder how they would be broken up, but I don't know. They're better together. But anyways, that match was really good. But I'm tired of it. I want something new.
Yep. So do 90% of the fans watching. Lonnie, what's up, man? Lonnie Willis, what's going on, brother? And you are correct that they do need better storylines and booking. We are going to get into that. We're going to get into that later on in the show, but that's a fact.
And Ziggler,
we've been barking about that for about a month now. With the rinse, wash, repeat, style booking.
That's what this tag team match is: rinse, wash, and repeat. It's just Ziggler needs to be on his own. That's where he thrives. It's where he can be himself. It's like, I don't know, they're just watering him down so much.
Yep. Just the product in general.
Yeah. But altogether, I like starting the night off with that because the fans are enjoying it, especially after last week with the dog food match. And we didn't see Reigns at all. We did. We seen Reigns. He came out for a quick little, but we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just it's stale. I don't know who else the Usos could go after. Well, now, I know. All right. So you're going to have Morrison and The Miz win tag titles. I guarantee it. To me, that's a book it. They're going to win the tag titles.
Yeah, they've been ever since Morrison came back. They've been really like pushing that team pretty hard.
So I think maybe they're just stalling with Ziggler and Rude, just kind of keeping Usos warmed up. Because when they get the tag titles over there on The Miz and Morrison, maybe that's when the Usos going to go back and start. Because they've had that feud a little bit already. So maybe that's when they would let loose on the Usos to build their story up a little bit better. That's just what I think, kind of, because WWE, they're kind of predictable.
Lonnie, we talked about that on the last stream that we did. The part-timers just watering down the product, man. We're with you. Believe me, me and Carver are both with you. They need people there. They need people there that are gonna actually defend the titles weekly instead of just win it and disappear like Brock Lesnar does.
And it could happen again in a couple months, and it better not.
So we're with you, Lonnie. Believe me, man. Me and Carver are fans from back in the Attitude Era.
When, like, Triple H, he was champion, or Stone Cold and stuff. They made it. Triple H, he might have not have wrestled every Monday night.
He was there.
He was there. He was kicking tail. He had his presence. He wasn't disappear and let, like, Heyman come out and talk every single week, which I don't even think Heyman really comes out anymore, does he?
Nope, not as much as he used to.
You know, used to, when Lesnar was a champion, you would have Heyman come out and just run his mouth each and every week. But now they're like, we don't even have to do that anymore.
I know. So, yeah, no, I'm with you on the tag team. To start it off like that was good. That was like a nice, that was like a good start to like a high energy, get the crowd involved early start.
That's what SmackDown's been doing a lot of lately, is a lot of tag teams. Because I guess they get so much talent on SmackDown that they're kind of, to get everybody mushed in a 2-hour period, that they're having to do more tag teams and managers.
Well, not only do they have like talent, it's high end talent.
Talent.
You know what I mean? So it's like, instead of they want to make sure, they have like you can't leave guys, you can't like the Usos are one of the best tag teams in the company. So you can't leave them out. Miz and Morrison are, Morrison coming back. They want to push him into a storyline. And I think he came back, and the best way for them to kind of keep him on television is to put him with, it's all strategy with them,
Mm-hmm. And they're just buying time right now with the New Day before they do a little separation.
I thought the Elias and the Cesaro match was pretty good.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. I've been a Cesaro fan for a long time. Like a long time. The guy is an excellent in-ring performer, and I don't think he gets enough credit. He doesn't get enough credit for what he can do in the ring. Like Vince does not give him, he should really be giving him more of a chance, because the guy can perform, man. He can have, he's a very good wrestler.
When he was by himself, he was amazing. And he teamed up with Sheamus for about a year, didn't he? Right?
Yeah. I think the guy doesn't get enough credit. I think he deserves better, and it was good to see him get put into a match, even though it wasn't long, but still it was I hope they do continue to use him, because he's one of the best in-ring performers they have. And Elias is pretty good in the ring too.
Yeah, he's not really getting credit. They're just bringing him out, let him trash talk on a guitar, but you let him go.
He's a good wrestler, dude. He's very good in the ring.
I don't like them having him kind of more. He's kind of like a pushover in the ring a little bit right now. Gets taken advantage of in his size and stuff.
Oh, he's a big dude.
He's a monster.
Yeah, and Elias is a big guy.
Push around like they're having him be pushed around.
But I thought that segment was pretty good. And then anytime Corbin gets punched in the mouth, that's always entertaining.
See, that was a show filler. We talk about these
even though it was a show filler, anytime he gets punched in the mouth, it's entertaining.
It's amazing. He come out running his mouth, and obviously he's got trash talking a fan, pouring beer on a fan that we all could tell was like a at-home wrestler right now. And then he just running his mouth, and here comes a big dog running out, Reigns. And what does he do? He takes off running, but he whoops them all over that ring, throws them into the steel steps, and he takes off to the back. So seeing Corbin get popped around like that, was really good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sarah said she wants to walk with Elias.
There's one part of SmackDown that absolutely infuriated me though, and I'm gonna let you guess at what part it was, but it absolutely drove me nuts.
I know what drove me nuts was the main event. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about Braun Strowman losing the Intercontinental title.
What a crap! Where the crap was I? I missed that one.
Because I think he lost the title. I'm pretty sure, at least from what I saw, he lost the title.
See, I missed that one. I was having a little bit of issues last night on my Smackdown. So I might have missed that one. It was giving me hiccups and stuff. I was back out. So I must have missed the ending of that.
Because I'm pretty sure Nakamura won that match, and I think he won the title.
I was watching that, and it did freeze up on me when it came back. It had Zayn and Cesaro, not Cesaro, but it had the other tag team that came out and helped out.
The
Revival.
Yeah, the Revival. That's what I mean. I'm pretty sure Braun Strowman lost the Intercontinental Championship, and that drove me nuts. It's like he just won it, and you're taking it off of him already. Like,
there's no way.
Like, why?
There must be building or something. But how many times have we seen a champion win at pay-per-view, then they go out Monday night and lose it again? I remember Kane doing that one time.
It's just Sarah says Braun is still champ, but Nakamura won the match. All right, okay, gotcha. All right. I thought Nakamura won the title. So,
Warriors and Becky Travels, thanks for jumping in here. Yeah,
but still, that match drove me nuts because it's like, why are you going to make Braun look weak like that? He just won the title, and you're supposed to build him up.
Yeah, that's when it's time for Strowman to run with it.
And they I don't know, just the booking just drives me just batshit crazy sometimes.
Especially when you just had Cesaro and Zayn kind of break away from Nakamura, because Nakamura does not need anyone to come out with them.
All right, so Lonnie says that Strowman is still champ. All right, so Nakamura won the match then, but Nakamura won the match then, but Strowman's all right. Strowman is still champ. Okay, so but still, that match drove me nuts because it's like you're like, why not make Strowman look strong in that match? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just take control.
I don't know. I just, like I said, there's just some booking aspects of the WWE.
Build up and you bring it back down.
But that just make no sense to me at all.
It's just head scratchers.
Yeah, Sarah, I'm with you. That irks me too. That does it. Like I said, we've talked about it for 2 straight weeks now, Carver. Just the booking that goes like this. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. Like there's no consistency. There's no rhyme or reason behind some of it,
Like Lion said, Braun don't have the look that they're won as a champ, and he can have the look if they would just tweak him a little bit. Like Heath Slater, they tweaked his look a lot.
What do you mean Braun doesn't have the look? Like, this is what I don't get about WWE, Lonnie. This is what I don't get, bro. What do you mean? Like, what does Vince want out of like a champion? Like, Braun's like a beast. The guy's like 6'8", like 350. Like, what more do you want out of a look? Like, the guy is an absolute animal, and he could stand toe to toe with Lesnar when it comes to strength and ring. Strength in the ring.
I would like to see Strowman versus Bray Wyatt sometime again.
I just that's what I'll never understand about that. Like, oh, he doesn't have the look of a champion. What do you mean? The guy's an animal,
a monster.
He is a beast. it's 6'8", over 320 is huge. That is a big. That's a large individual. What?
Wants a guy that looks like John Cena.
Seriously, like, come on, man.
The Vince factor.
The Vince factor again. Now,
man, that's the new name.
I don't know how you guys, how everybody in the chat looks at this, but I'm gonna ask Carver this question. What do you think of the whole Mandy Rose and Otis Dozovich story?
It's hilarious.
It's more funny. Yeah, it's more like funny than anything. Like, what are they trying to like?
What's the end game on that?
Yeah, like what is like the end game there? Like, where are they going?
How can you go anywheres?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where is this lead? Like, it seems like it's leading to nowhere.
It's nowhere that can lead. Next week, on Valentine's Day SmackDown, we're gonna have like the hotel room.
I just, for me, I just don't see like an end game. Like, there's no direction to that story.
Unless Mandy's got a side piece that's going to come in and she's going to betray Otis.
I just, like I said, it just
she's going to shame Otis and it's going to really do something.
Lonnie, I know, man. Kane was a beast too, and he said he only held the title twice.
Yeah, Kane. How do you not have that guy run with championships over his career?
I know.
I look back, and the biggest fail to me over wrestling is not having Kane as champion, because he was a monster. They used him so much, but never hardly put the title on him, because he was champion one time for one night.
So Sarah says she likes the Otis and Mandy angle. They're going, and she said I guess they're trying to. I heard that too, Sarah, that they were trying to steer towards like a marriage angle, but I don't get the direction. You know, like what? Why?
To get everyday guys hope.
I don't. It's just like I don't know. That is like show filler at its finest right there. That's what that is. That's show filler at its finest.
The more I look at it, it's like the more I think about it, it's like there's nowhere they can go with that unless they're going to bring another wrestler in that she's going to leave Otis for and heartbroken, and he's just going to snap and turn heel and just destroy everything.
Like I said, I have no idea where they're headed with this. I really have no idea.
I don't know. Stay tuned.
For real.
I can't wait till Friday night, Valentine's Day night. So we'll see how Otis, if he can seal the deal.
Yeah, hopefully we get another Lead and Edge segment. That would be spectacular.
Oh, man. I don't know if I want that, though. I halfway want it. Let's say that. Just keep Otis out of it. We'll be good.
Now the so they had a couple of show fillers. One of them was the Sheamus and Apollo Crews match, which was like a 40-second match where Sheamus just put the boot in his face and called it a day.
I was like, if the guy would just throw a boot and cover, it'd be good. Then what happens? There goes the boot and there goes the cover. That was it. I'm like,
the bro kick, and Apollo Crews is out.
I tell you, I ain't seen Apollo Crews in a while.
Yeah, like
see him back.
It seems like it's been like a year.
Yeah, comes back, take a boot to the face, and it's, honestly, these boots to the face, they connect.
Sheamus makes it look as realistic as possible. His big bro kick is pretty impressive.
They have to stand in a ring and like, okay, let's practice this bro kick. You're not going to make my bro kick look horrible.
Here's the thing too. Like, once again, it's like the Apollo Crews spot. Like, why not? I was never a fan of him in NXT. Like, the guy was just too bland. He's like as plain as white bread.
Yep. And he's built. He's got I don't know. He's got a look that could kind of do more than what is doing.
Lonnie, in my opinion, Apollo's in-ring ability is spectacular. Like the guy is like 230 pounds and he moves around like he's a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
But I'm with you too, man. Like it's another talent that they just don't know how to use. They don't know how to use, or they don't put him high enough on the card or on the importance level that he's actually, to insert him into some of these bigger matches. Like you could put him into an intercontinental championship match or maybe not a cruiserweight match, but you could put him in the ring with some of these guys that can move around like he can. I'm with you though, dude. It's another spectacular in-ring talent that they just don't know how to use.
I kind of got an off-topic question for you about like Apollo Crews. How can you go from like a Husky Harris, completely change him into Bray Wyatt, and it works?
Yeah.
But you can hold on to like a Apollo Crews
and do nothing.
You can't take him out and change them, or like a Bailey.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Some people have that charisma and that ability to like. Some wrestlers are just better on the mic. They're better actors. They're better. They're better. They can do more than just wrestle.
Like Stone Cold. Before he was Austin 316, he was bland. Shave his head, break some glass, and it's like we got a monster.
Well, it just comes down to like Apollo Crews just has no personality to me,
Yeah, he's
like there's like if you said, Apollo, we're gonna make you a heel, and you need to be like the biggest a-hole on the mic and just be insulting the fan, like and just get as much heel heat as you can. I don't like his he has no mic skills, no mic ability, the guys that make it can revamp their character. Like, look at what Bray did. Completely revamp the character. You can give the guys that make it, you can give multiple roles to, and they can roll with it. Like The Rock. You know what I mean? The Rock is a perfect example. The guy was hated when he first came into the WWE.
Rocky Maivia.
He was hated. They chanted, they were chanting "Die Rocky Die,"
Yeah. Him with Farouk. He was at the Nation of Domination.
And then they revamped his character, and it revitalized his career, and it launched him into, superstardom.
Yeah. It's crazy how they can do that.
I just think some people have that kind of skill set, and some wrestlers don't.
You have that person that just buys into that character, and obviously Bray Wyatt bought into it. You look at him as Husky Harris, he don't even look like he would come close to wrestling for the WWE. I remember playing WWE games, and I would have to pick Husky Harris. I'm like, who's this guy? No, I am not about to play as Husky Harris. It's just, but they take him out like, this is what we want to do. And now you get the Fiend angle with Bray Wyatt. It's just, he just took what he was and made it even better.
Yeah. That character development has been phenomenal. Now last but not least, on the SmackDown side of things, what did you think of the Fatal 4-Way women's match at the end?
It's about right to have Carmella play Bailey, because I'm going to sleep in that match. I ain't like Carmella since the what's the other two names? Big Cass,
Enzo Amore and Big Cass, right? Yeah,
he was with them. It was something about her. She had something. She had it. But I don't know. I tell you, those little kicks to Naomi's chin.
Yeah, they
looked like they rocked her, honestly. So it's an okay match. It's just I don't know if I would have that main event.
Well, me and you were talking about this, last night, and then off screen a little bit earlier. She's just a sacrificial lamb to to Bayley to make her look strong heading into WrestleMania. Like we all know that Carmella's not winning the championship.
No.
Like, that's not going to happen. Like that's once again super predictable book. It like
Yes.
like everybody knows Carmella is like if you actually had like let's say Naomi won, like that might be interesting because then you go, are they going to take the title off of Bayley and put it on Naomi, a returning Naomi before WrestleMania? You know, it makes you kind of second guess things, but we all know what's coming. You know, we all know what's coming. Bayley's going to probably win that match. She's probably going to win that match squash match style, you know, within like a 5-minute time limit. Like it's once again, just the superficial, the just over predictable booking. We know what's going to happen in that one.
Yeah, big time. So it's like after she loses, probably be at Super Showdown, and after because they can't let Carmella keep going on. Who do they go with? Who do you think is going to lead in with Bayley? Sasha Banks if she comes back?
Well, I do think they're going to put Naomi in. Naomi will probably get a WrestleMania match because she's just returning and they're going to try and capitalize on the momentum that she's got from coming back. So she'll probably be in a WrestleMania match in some capacity. I think it's just a matter of like what direction they want to go with her.
Because like I say, they got the talent on SmackDown that they could pick 2-3 other women and could have a great match with.
Lonnie, that's an interesting combination there, but it might work. Apollo Crews and Lashley in a tag team.
I would like it.
Because you got the muscle with Lashley and then you have the high flying ability as with Apollo Crews. So that could work, man. They
could kind of character change them. Because, like the Usos, they did great on keeping them the same, but changing the character.
I just like the edge that the Usos have now as their, they did a nice job of like evolving that tag team into what, the Usos into what they are now.
When they came out, they was all traditional, kind of like Rikishi, kind of the kids.
Yeah, Rikishi-esque. Yeah.
Then they just like, I don't know, just harden them up.
So let's get into let's kind of fast forward past Super Showdown because I think the Super Showdown is going to be kind of predictable and lackluster, to be honest.
On a Thursday night, I don't know what time.
So Super Showdown, we'll fast forward to that and let's jump right into the Elimination Chamber.
All right.
One of my favorite pay-per-views, the Elimination Chamber. Now, first of all, so the Elimination Chamber, who do you think they're going to throw in there for? Who do you think is going to be involved for the men's? We'll do men's first. So who do you think
like 6 of them? It's going to be 6, right?
It's got to 6. 2 in the ring and 4 in the pods.
Well, it's going to be Bray Wyatt. Depending how, man, I love to see Goldberg in there. But
I don't know about Bray because he's a champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know about him.
But it's going to be Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns will definitely be in there. Yeah.
Probably the Miz. Because to me, Miz just makes a match. As much as you hate him. Oh, man. Corbin's a lock. It's like they can't go anywhere without King Corbin.
Without him, yeah.
A little Triple H wannabe. Man, it's Strowman.
Yeah.
I would like to see Elias. I just like to see Elias get a push and see what he could do. I'm interested. That's my guy I'm really keeping an eye on is Elias because he just I don't know, something about them. I want to see it get a push. Man, you start thinking about big talent on SmackDown. I'm kind of get lost in. That's why they got so many tag teams right now.
All right, so I'm gonna give you mine, and you tell me if I got this stuff written down. Hold on a second.
That's what wrote it down, man. I'm out here winging it. You're out here professing it.
Well, I have to write this stuff down because it's just easier for me to like run it down. All right, so
Daniel Bryan.
So here's what I got for the men's one. Hold on, So here's what I'm thinking. So Reigns, Rollins.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't think about putting Raw wrestlers in there.
Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Braun Strowman. What are we at? 4?
Yeah.
And the 2 in the ring. So Reigns, Rollins, Strowman, and hold on. I'm losing track. All right. All right. Hold on. Reigns, Rollins, Strowman, Kevin Owens. And then in the ring, I think we're going to see, to start off the match, we're going to see Aleister Black from NXT.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw in, so that's all I have. I'm going to throw in one dark horse. So Aleister Black, and then I will put if he's cleared, I don't know if he's cleared, but I would put Samoa Joe in the ring. Hard hitting guys. And one, I'll do you one better. If it's not Aleister Black, then I would put John Morrison in
You
there.
know what? I just got to think. I mean, they would never happen. But you know what I would do? Elimination Chamber match. Would it kind of do Elimination Chamber / Rumble, right?
Yep.
Instead of the chambers being in the ring,
Yeah.
have the chambers lined up on top of the stage. And when one comes out, they come up from the entrance.
Run up to the
bottom.
yeah.
So you know how like the Brood used to come up from the ground? You'd have that. Man, could you imagine some wrestlers coming back from the chamber?
That would be pretty cool.
Have it smoke filled, so when that thing comes out, they walk out.
I just want to see. So who do you think? So who do you think your 6 are going to be for the women's?
Oh man, it's just so much, so many. You have to have Alexa Bliss. You're man, what's her name? I can't even pronounce her name. Asuka.
Oh, Asuka.
Asuka. Naomi. That's 3. Flair. Man, who else would be good?
Yeah, you have to put Charlotte. I was gonna say you probably got to put Charlotte in there just because of how she performs, and she's like fearless too.
Yeah. Hopefully Sasha, but man, it's such a brutal match, honestly. And what's another good one from Raw? I don't know. They could easily put 3 from one show, 3 on the other. But
Yeah,
man, you'd limit, man. There's so much talent in women right now. You get the NXT talent, the big one that came out on a Raw at the Rumble.
Rhea Ripley or
No, the big one.
oh, Shayna Baszler.
Baszler, yeah. She would clean house.
You're gonna you're gonna like my 6 that I picked. All right, so who do you got? Who are your 6? Who you got?
Baszler.
Yep.
Bliss.
Yep.
Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to go with Naomi.
Yep.
man, I can't pronounce her name. Asuka.
Oscar, yep.
Asuka.
Yeah.
And I would have to, and the sixth and final one. I probably missed out on one I already said. I'll throw Kamala in there just so we can watch her get beat up. She's
All
good.
right,
She takes hits very well.
All right, so I'll give you my 6, right?
All right.
Shayna Baszler. Oh God, what's her name? Bianca Belair
Oh,
from the Rumble. So
yeah.
Baszler, Belair, Bliss, Naomi, Flair, and I'm gonna have to put one more. Who do I? You kind of have to put an enhancement talent in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say as like a filler, but just kind of like as an enhancement talent. So I'm trying to think who that would be. Maybe like a Mandy Rose or a Sonya Deville. One of those. Probably Mandy Rose because they've kind of been pushing her as of late. So throw Mandy Rose in there, even though
because they're pushing her. So then
even though I don't think the Elimination Chamber is like her like style.
Yeah. It's not really her style, but the character develop. But it's one of those where you think about just 6 wrestlers.
So maybe Sonya Deville would do better in there than she would.
Because you got
so throw Sonya Deville in there.
You got to make SmackDown fans happy, Raw fans happy, and give a nod to maybe like 2 from NXT.
Yeah.
It's just, man, the women, it amazes me on the talent that women are right now in the WWE. We did not have that when we was growing up.
Nope, we did not. That is a fact. We definitely did not. The women's division in WWE and NXT at the moment is insane. They're ridiculously talented.
It's just 2 titles there for them. And, well, tag team titles too. But do they really do women's tag teams anymore?
Yes. Yep. They do. Yep.
Because I really ain't seen much on the women's side of things. You know what title I want to see back?
What's
Hardcore title. Hardcore
title. Well, they have a watered down version of it known as the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
They should just make it a hardcore title. They should just go back to those old school days.
Hardcore title, because you could have alert pop up on your phone with the network saying, watch now, in hardcore title going on now. They could have it pre-recorded just to upload instantly saying it's live.
Yep. Now, I think we're going to see at the Elimination Chamber. I think, if there's a kickoff show, at the Elimination Chamber, I think we're going to see we could possibly see a Lana and Liv Morgan match going on there since they've kind of been going back and forth the last couple weeks. We could probably see that. And then maybe they'll throw in a Bobby Lashley versus Rusev kind of deal. Cause I know they've been going back and forth with that storyline, and that seems like they're going down an endless road with that one.
That's what I'm afraid what the Otis is.
Because I don't think they know how to end that storyline. I really don't.
They're like, what did we do? What was we thinking?
I don't think they know how to end it. So it just carries on every week. It's just once again, it's that rinse, wash, repeat, booking.
And you kind of ruin the whole Rusev and her with that storyline going through.
I know.
You can't put them back together.
So, but I think that's like the match card for Elimination Chamber. So you probably get, throw in maybe one more match maybe like Shinsuke and a Strowman Intercontinental Championship match at Elimination Chamber. Probably toss that one in there too. You're probably going to get that since they're building towards that rematch. But I think that's probably what the card's going to look like for, for Elimination Chamber. And I would think they'll probably, since they're pushing Liv Morgan, they're pushing that new kind of Liv Morgan gimmick. You'll probably see Liv win that. If Lana and Liv do face off, you'll probably see Liv win that match.
Yeah.
But so now let's get into what we were talking about a little earlier, today and last night. Let's talk about some AEW and how it's been taken, it's kind of been, it's been a David versus Goliath. It's definitely a David versus Goliath, scenario when you talk AEW versus WWE.
Yeah.
But AEW's ratings have been, when I say better, I mean much better. They've taken down WWE in the ratings the last 6 weeks now. So
2 months.
For those that, it's almost 2 months of dominance over the WWE when it comes to ratings. Now I've actually got a chance to watch a couple of AEW Dynamite, the weekly show that they have. I'm not gonna lie, Carver, it's pretty good, man. It's really good. Like the storyline is good, and they're not afraid to go full blown, like Attitude Era style booking, and not only that, like Attitude Era style storytelling as well. Like they're
not worried about kids watching.
No, that is absolutely not the worry with them. They are clearly focusing on that 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old range to, the guys, in their 40s and 50s, the guys that were basically, it's Attitude Era and younger, and like Attitude Era and pre-Attitude Era, when the WWE had a lot more edge on it. And honestly, like I said, I've watched back like 3 full, AEW shows. I'm telling you, man, if they keep going the way they're going, the WWE is going to have no choice but to look at them as a threat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they haven't looked at them now by a threat, they're going to get hurt, because they're starting to build more and more. And when you start seeing, you think about this, the talent that's on WWE rosters right now that's not getting a push.
That's not getting
when our contracts up. This wrestling brand, because WWE was where it's at. It's like, if you leave, how will you ever have your name be seen? So you kind of stick with the WWE, just even though you're not getting a push. Now, when contracts are up, be like, you know what? AEW is doing something. So why don't I just cut on over there and be a part of something?
And not only that, a lot of those wrestlers that are still in WWE are friends with, Cody Rhodes, and the Rhodes family, and they still have a lot of ties.
Coach?
They still have a lot of ties with the WWE. So it's, I'm telling you, if
there's whispers between Cody Rhodes and some of these wrestlers, be like, we're making
we could all, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, it's the WWE's biggest mistake's going to be if the trend continues. The biggest mistake's going to be if they ignore, AEW as a serious, competitor, because they're the one thing that WWE has always there's two. The two things that WWE has always had over the competition is the money that they can offer. Obviously, they're a global enterprise, so the money that they can offer you is going to be, tenfold better than what you're going to get, on the independent scene or with any of these other companies.
We are fighting to make food.
Yeah, so it's the money and the star power on the WWE roster. Well, you're starting to see it now where these wrestlers that aren't getting used, properly, they'll go to TNA or they'll go to AEW. Dean Ambrose, prime example. The
Yep.
guy got so aggravated with the WWE booking, he signed with AEW, and the guy's a superstar in that.
They know how to use them.
That's what I mean. These people are these wrestlers are getting tired of the dull just stagnant WWE booking, and they're getting tired of Vince's open-ended promises that never come true, and they say to hell with it, and they leave.
You know what's WWE should be very thankful right now? I didn't even think about it till right now when you're making up all these great points. That CM Punk is talking with Fox and covering WWE. Could you imagine if CM Punk was like, you know what? They screwed me over. So this is a way that I can really get back after them.
Stick it to them big time. Go to sign with AEW and start. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine it would like the whole WCW, WWF war?
Yeah.
If you had CM Punk on a mic sitting at AEW leading the charge and just trashing WWE and just spilling all the hatred and the crap.
He would be spitting facts as well,
Yeah. And people would tune in and it would just, oh.
But see, that makes me think I wonder what the CM Punk payday was to get him on that WWE behind
like they had to do it almost.
Well, that makes me wonder. They must have paid him ridiculous
because you never know. They say probably behind the scenes would be like, if we don't get Punk under contract with Fox covering, we could be really hurting.
Yeah, if he ever signs with AEW,
it's done.
It's over. If you see CM Punk back in a wrestling ring in AEW, the WWE stock is going to crash.
I could see Cody Rhodes and all of them just handing Punk a mic and be like, "Go with it."
Yeah, open mic, dude. Open mic.
Whatever you want to say, do it. Open mic night.
But it's like the momentum that AEW is building it's like the WWE can't, like, pretty soon it's going to be to the point where they're not going to be able to ignore them.
No.
I mean, Carver, it's been 6 weeks where they've been dominated in the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And this past week, AEW did its best viewership yet. It was 928,000, almost 1 million viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, and they weren't projected to do that for 2 years. Like, they are the AEW's like viewership and ratings projection. These wrestling, shows, these wrestling, dedicated websites are saying that AEW is so far ahead of the curve and which in their like development of the company. It's going to be real interesting to kind of follow that, especially if they start getting like some of these bigger sponsors on board. If some of these people go, if some of these sponsors go, oh man, like this is, like once, I mean, can you imagine AEW with half the financial support of the WWE? Like, that's
unreal.
It would be ridiculous.
And if WWE's not looking at them as a threat, think about the sponsors that's sponsoring WWE right now. If they start pulling up these ratings, and they do, saying, hey, this other wrestling company is beating you in ratings the last 6 weeks. What kind of return on the investments I'm given? What's the return?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coach, you should definitely check out AEW. It's awesome.
Was it like Wednesday nights?
It's Wednesday nights on TNT.
And where did WWE have a lot of
started on TNT?
Yeah.
I know, man. I'm telling you, we could get the WWF, WCW wars all over again
within a year. If they keep doing what they're doing, It'd be sooner
And
than later.
to be honest, the WWE booking has aggravated me so much where I actually hope and pray that these wrestlers do defect over to AEW and start working with Cody Rhodes and sorry guys, and they start working with Cody Rhodes and they actually, you know what I mean? Like I want to see the WWE actually face a little bit of adversity and see how they do with it.
You know, in our talk show, we're starting evolving into more AEW talk than WWE. I'll have to change those colors behind you. They're like more of a gold and black look.
But I mean, I'm telling you, we could include like it's they've done a really good job of Cody. See, this is what happens when you get like-minded people that run a company all pulling in the same direction.
Yep.
The Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, these guys have been engulfed in the wrestling business their whole life.
Yeah.
Like their whole lives from like, when they were, 6, 7, 8 years old up until now, and it's like, this is what happens when you get
literally since he's been born.
Yeah, when you get people who know what the fans like this is what happens when you don't have a 71-year-old out of touch senile rich billionaire running a company.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You actually get, it's amazing what happens when you listen to fans.
And Vince is distracted right now with having XFL back. So he's got a lot of
stuff on his plate.
Yeah.
I just like Carver. We've talked about it before, man. It's Vince has turned the WWE into such a
circus,
money-making like juggernaut. It's the wrestlers are just a small gear in a really large machine.
Yeah.
So it's like their wants and their opinions on their creative direction, like it doesn't matter to Vince.
No. But
because he knows that okay, if he'll get him to leave, right, or he'll force them out, they'll leave. And I mean, he doesn't really care.
No, he don't.
He doesn't really care.
Yeah, once they leave, they'll go over to AEW, then you see what they're due over there. The next thing you know, like we talked about, AEW making a second show because they're getting talent.
So this is like that was going to be the way. Now AEW has gotten to the point, guys. I don't know if you know, but All Elite Wrestling AEW is their ratings and their viewership have been so good that Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Dustin and all that whole upper management have decided they're making a second show. They are going to start a second weekly show similar to the WWE where they have 2 weekly running shows. Their viewership has been so good that they are starting a second weekly show. And according to a lot of popular wrestling websites that follow the WWE, Vince is furious, and as soon as he finds out details of which night that this show is going to be on, he is going to create another WWE show to go up against it.
But joke's on him. What if they throw that show on Friday nights?
This is what I'm saying. Like he's furious right now. Vince is absolutely furious at Rhodes and the
not attacking.
Yeah, he's
we're gonna put it out on Friday nights. You may have Smackdown on Fox. We're throwing it on ESPN.
See, now that's if I was Cody Rhodes, I would to really fly in the face of Vince McMahon, I would put it up on a night that they have a show already.
Yeah. Be like, we're not scared of you. You're not going to come after us. We're coming after you.
Put it up Friday nights on TNT,
Prime time.
TNT, 8:00, Friday night.
Yeah. Be like, come at me.
I'm serious. Like you want to give the WWE some real competition? Throw a show up right next to theirs. Yeah. And be like, all right, guys, you pick.
Be like, I see Smackdown's in Boston. We're gonna have a show in New Jersey.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
We're gonna have the same show, same night, New Jersey. Let's see who draws the people.
I'm telling you, it's if you guys have not watched AEW, I fully advise you to go and do it. It's Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Dustin, Tully Blanchard is part of the creative team there. Chris Jericho is part of the creative team. I'm telling you, guys will not regret it. That they are doing something special over there.
Because Jericho, he was getting burnt out a lot in WWE. He would come in, wrestle a little bit, then he's like, you know what? I got my music. I'm gonna go do some concerts.
Mm-hmm.
His band was his scapegoat to kind of leave. And then now you look at him, he's like, AEW, all right. He left, put WWE on the list. He's going after him now.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, it's like I said, I've gotten the chance to watch 3 whole AEW Dynamite shows back. Which AEW Dynamite is what the weekly running episodic show is called for them. And just the fact that their viewership is doing so well that they're putting up a second weekly show, I mean that goes to show, man. I think it's even taken off faster than Cody and them had expected it to.
So that's more sponsors coming in, more ticket sales. Just, I don't know. That they're saying.
I mean, you saw what they did. AEW Double or Nothing a few years ago. I mean, it sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It sold out in 15 minutes.
And that's when they didn't have the talent that they do now.
They're pretty soon it's going to get to the point where WWE's not going to have a choice. They're not going to be able to ignore them.
No.
I mean,
they're kind of more a reactive approach to things. They took WCW lightly. And they
look what happened.
Smacked them in the mouth. And if it wasn't for WCW needing money,
yeah,
too much control happened to like all the wrestlers. That man, what could WCW be now if they just kind of manage things a lot better? So,
I know.
So if they can manage things a lot better than WCW, oh man, could you imagine? Maybe we're talking like in 5 years that there is no WWE wrestling.
Hey, what's up, Gamer Raid?
But we'll see. I'm excited. Like say we're.
Yeah, like I've watched. Like I said, I'm very impressed with AEW and the direction that they've gone, and the job that the creative team there has done, because it harkens back to the Attitude Era.
I thought about doing NXT live streams on Wednesday nights, but maybe not. Maybe do something different and get in touch with
AEW a little bit. The one thing I've noticed with AEW too is the product is edgier. The wrestlers are edgier too. They got characters that a little, they kind of let the mic slip a little, like they let them, really kind of do their own thing on the mic.
Yeah, they do. It's like, hey, we trust you.
Yeah,
they're out to have fun. You can tell they're out to have fun. You can make money and have fun at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like say the edginess and Jericho, you look at Jericho now, he looks like he's back to what he used to be.
Yeah. Yep.
He looked like when he was WWE, they molded him into such like a whiny little just played out, and now he's got that little edge. I don't know. It's a lot of old school look to AEW.
Coach, if you're an attitude, if anybody out there listening to this broadcast, if you are an old school Attitude Era fan, check out AEW. Check out AEW if you are a fan of the Attitude Era. Sarah, Jon Moxley is amazing. That dude is awesome.
It's like if the Miz went over there, if Morrison was wrestling for him. You look at the roster in WWE, if they would make the move,
Yeah.
They could be big. And you know what? It looks like they got the creative writing in AEW that they'd be like, we take the talent and we can make it work.
Coach, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. If you're a fan of the Attitude Era, check out AEW.
Wednesday night. Butcher, we may have to stream together on some Wednesday nights.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say we may have to do
wherever the Miz goes, I go opposite. I hate that dude. Luke Harper is going to AEW. I can see Bullet Club going there because
yes, Luke Harper did sign with AEW. He did. They're waiting to debut him.
So they have ruined him in WWE.
He's going to be under a different name though. It's Brody something. I forget what it. But
that's weird when you see another wrestler go to another show. It's like WCW kind of did it, but I know WWE, they own so many names.
Yeah. So the name for Luke Harper in AEW is going to be Brody something. I forget.
Luke.
Huh?
Harper Luke? No.
But I liked Luke Harper. Like I was a Harper fan.
I liked him. If Heath Slater went to AEW, I think he could do something. We didn't talk about that match, the Heath Slater versus Daniel Bryan. It happened so quick. I know, like you kind of
squash match, yeah.
Yeah. But the fire in Daniel Bryan. Man, if Bryan went to AEW.
But see, this is why, like, Vince is in panic mode, dude. He is. AEW's got that guy in panic mode.
Goldberg.
Why do you think Vince is in contact with all these guys? Like the guy, Vince McMahon's in panic mode right now. He don't want this talent. What he's trying to, like, Sasha Banks's contract is up. Like,
man, if she goes over,
Sasha Banks's contract is up. I think there's actually a few of the women's wrestlers' contracts that are expiring. So like we talked about previously, the biggest thing hindering AEW right now is the star power. It's the star power. If they can sign a few of these indie guys, a few of these indie guys and girls, these high-end indie talents, or even like the European talent, like the UK wrestlers some of the UK wrestlers are from like, from those UK brand, the wrestlers over there either in Scotland or the UK, like, dude, some of them are really good.
And if you're a wrestler like Cesaro right now, and how long has he just been buried?
Oh, if Cesaro ever went to AEW, they would launch him to the stars.
He's a prime example right now of WWE not using correct.
Yeah, someone who should go.
Like, I'll go. I can see him just bolting in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, he's someone who should go. He's somebody who should go. So let's do this. So wrestlers that are misused, we'll do one more segment here, and it'll be wrestlers misused by WWE that could be launched into stardom in AEW. Cesaro's one, for sure. If he went to AEW, they would launch that dude to the stars and bat, like him working against Chris Jericho or John like him and Moxley in a ring, like that would be great.
Be amazing. I'd bring Ziggler over.
Yep, Ziggler's another one who could. And Cody Rhodes and Ziggler, they've known each other for a long time, and Cody would give him a chance at in the spotlight.
Because Ziggler's only had the title once.
Yeah, so
Sarah, a helper type wrestler to get people over.
Sarah makes a good point too. I was thinking of this one, but I didn't know if Vince would let him go, and I think he might. Shinsuke Nakamura over in AEW.
If this stuff, if our like little fantasy swap,
fantasy booking happens,
we are just sign us AEW if you're watching.
Yeah,
come at us.
But this is what I'm saying. Like you transfer just some of these guys from WWE that aren't being utilized over to AEW, and it bumps the credibility factor up instantly.
Because it happened back in the day with WWE and WCW. You would see them start transitioning over.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Could you imagine, man? I don't know. It's like scared.
So Shinsuke is another one. You could even go like let's say, Ziggler's a good one, Shinsuke is a good one. Even some of like the women that are being underutilized, you put them over there and it instantly AEW's like 3 or 4 good solid signings away from being a like legitimate high-end threat to WWE.
They're very Brooke, she could go because WWE's got so much talent in women that they're going to have to be like AEW ain't got the biggest women's yet, so I could be a trailblazer over there.
EC3 is another one too. That's very good. His character is incredibly underused. That's a good one, Sarah. But this is so this is what I'm saying. Like these guys, like it's almost like Vince has got to sign these guys to contracts knowing that he's not going to use them as a power play to keep them away from AEW.
Overpay to keep them.
That's what I mean. Like it's almost like a power play. Like he's going to pay them to basically sit and do nothing because he doesn't want them going to the competition.
And look at them. They brought Goldberg back. You can't tell me they're bringing Goldberg back because they're not a little shaky on these ratings.
Yeah.
They knew this was going to be a ratings pop. Maybe it's like, okay, if we do that, maybe we can beat AEW this week in the ratings. And Goldberg wasn't even on the show. He was just satellite.
Well, here, I got one for you, Carver.
All right.
What if Mick Foley shows up on AEW?
Oh, my God.
What if Mick Foley shows up on AEW?
Yeah, good. Because you don't hear nothing out of him. He was general manager for a little bit. And it's just, that's one wrestler.
But he could be like an on-screen personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it just seems like he gets screwed over a lot.
Sarah she said the Revival too. That's another good one. That's an incredibly talented tag team that gets no credit at all.
Yep. Rude, maybe they could do something with him, change his character up.
Yeah, I think he's done. Like, I think he's done.
Yeah.
Even some of like the TNA talent, going over to AEW.
There's a lot of TNA talent that's not getting nothing. That's another one you don't think about because TNA they was peaking and they just bottomed out.
But here's the thing: the difference between AEW and TNA. AEW has the financial backing.
Yes.
That's the biggest difference. AEW has a massive financial backing compared to TNA. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think that's a big part of why TNA's been as successful as it has.
Yeah. But like I say, there's so much underutilized talent in WWE that they could bring over, especially with them going to 2 shows. Be like, hey, we got 2 shows. And would you make those 2 shows separate like they did SmackDown and Raw, or would you have them going back and forth?
I would put them separate. I would stretch them out. Like I would put Wednesday night and then maybe one on like a
Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's good to have complete opposite shows.
So, Sarah, I have to look into that. I'm not 100% if that actually went through. Correct me, you can correct me in the chat, but she said the WWE signed Killer Cross, which would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look at that after the show ends.
But if they did, that's a heck of a signing for them. That's a big score for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mean to sound morbid or anything, but until Vince dies or hands power over 100% to Triple H, you're going to see this style booking because, I mean, let's face it, WWE fans, I think we all know that Vince is out of touch.
Yeah, Vince factor. What happened to Shane McMahon?
He's actually coming back. He's coming back on television. I think coming up pretty soon, actually. So some rumors are that he's going to be back at Mania to manage someone. I don't know who yet, but manage somebody.
Because I was wondering, they built him up when they brought him back and brought Stephanie in there, having them two face each other, SmackDown and Raw. I was interested in that. I'm kind of glad now they got away from having general managers of each show.
So here's my thing, right? So you could even call it the McMahon factor because Stephanie and Shane are, I'm going to steal this from Chris Jericho, but they're stupid idiots.
Yeah,
they are.
Idiot.
You stupid idiot. I'm serious. The McMahons are just idiots.
Yeah.
They should literally just leave the company to Triple H and let him do what he
does. Christmas, getting the family together on Christmas, and you're Triple H going like,
they're stupid idiots.
Yeah. You stupid idiots.
You stupid idiot. I'm telling you.
Vince McMahon walking up into there.
But I think they've just lost it when it comes to running. Like they've taken almost all the entertainment out of the WWE.
Predictable.
Yeah, way too predictable.
Because me, just like me, you call Monday night, right? And how many times you would say something
and it happened.
It completely happened right after that.
Yeah, me and you could sit there. You could do SmackDown and basically book the whole show. How Vince booked it.
It's like I would call it like last night. I would say what was about to happen, and it did. I was like, and it throws me off that it's like, if I'm doing this, that's just now back in the wrestling after taking a good break because it was boring. It was watered down. Talent wasn't there. They're just not using them. And I come back after 5 episodes of SmackDown, not even 5 episodes. I'm like, I don't know. You see these glimpses of hope. You see these little sparks. That's like, if they could just grab that and hold on to it, they get something.
Instead of like pouring water all over it, like you need to stick that spark in like a pile of tinder and but they have no, I know. Cause we'll get 1 or 2 weeks where it's like, finally they're booking the right direction. And then they just crash and burn.
It's like even though they had Heath Slater going against Dan O'Brien, that match, it had crowd popping because it was high energy. Brian was jumping around the ring, laying a SmackDown, and the crowd was into it. It only went on for like 5 minutes, but it was still high energy. Then you had the women's tag team match, Fatal 4-Way, I'm sorry. And it was just dull. Even Bayley got into that match, and it's just, you need a night. They need to really sit back and look. I know you're going to have down matches, but you can't have more like a 50-50. You really need to keep the energy in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like at pay-per-view, I know you got to have pay-per-view energy, but they started off that night with Roman Reigns over Corbin, Falls Count Anywheres.
Which was awesome. That match was great.
And halfway through the match, they brought in the Usos and Ziggler and Rude to keep it kind of interesting.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like the booking is just, sometimes me and you would just sit there and it's just head scratching.
Yeah. It's like SmackDown is only 2 hours long. And last night, out of the 2 hours, we had like 4 matches, I think. And some of them was only about 5 minutes long. And we really didn't get going till probably about 30 minutes into the first hour before we really had the match going, because you have all the talking they do. Next Friday when I do it, I'm going to write down how many commercials there is.
Yeah, keep a count. And because I'll do the same thing with Monday night too. I'll keep a count.
Out of 3 hours, how many commercials there was. And during a match, I'll even put how many total match commercials throughout the whole thing. During a match, how many commercials happen in a match? I don't know. It's just between all the dialogue and the commercials, you get down to it's like how much actual minutes are used for wrestling. And then you think about you sitting in the crowd through all this dull points.
Yep.
Because you don't hear the commentators and stuff when you're at the live events.
Hey, Carver, give me like 2 minutes. This coffee's running through me. I got to go take a leak and I got to fart. So I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to leave you up because I like that background. All right, guys. Thanks to everybody that's jumped up in here. We got Sarah's in here. Coach Plays jumped in here. Let me go back up. Mama Gamer Raid stopped in for a second. Lonnie was in here. Let's see. Holman came in. Let's see here. Bradley jumped in for a little bit. And I know Rob Perna jumped in. So each and every one of you guys that's jumped in, I appreciate it big time. We're sitting at 9 likes. So I appreciate each and every one of you that did that. But I'd like to say, man, we're having a great time talking wrestling. This is our second episode. Last week we was on Butchers. This week we jumped on mine. And next week we're going to switch it back over to Butchers. So we're going to do kind of like a back and forth, like a 50-50 type thing covering. So we're having a lot of fun. And with each week, we're just finding more and more stuff to talk about. But, man, having a great time. But like I say, Sarah, let's see, Moose and Eddie Edwards would be awesome. AEW and Brian Cage as well, big time. And Sarah says she loves Daniel Bryan. How can you not like Daniel Bryan? That guy's got so much passion for wrestling.
So I think one of the big points that me and you haven't talked about, Carver, is, and I think it's a major difference between AEW and WWE. AEW, even the older generation of wrestlers that they've signed, because I don't have to say superstars with AEW, I can call them wrestlers because they are. Vince, you jackwagon, if you're listening.
You jackwagon.
So they don't sign part-timers.
No.
Every wrestler that they've signed so far has been on the. My hair is all jacked up. Every wrestler that they signed, like, they wrestle. That they wrestle on a weekly basis. Even Chris Jericho, being at the age he's at every show, whether it's in a wrestling capacity or a promotional capacity. He's there. He's always there. Dustin Rhodes, look at how old he is. He's in his 50s now, and he's wrestling.
Yeah,
he wrestles, I think, like once a month or something, twice a month, but he's there. Like they're just they don't sign these stupid part-timers to take up roster spots and take like. I like that about it.
You know how much money they are paying Lesnar not to be there?
Yeah.
And have a title on them at the same time? Hashtag jackwagon. But paying these guys not even to wrestle and hold a title.
Vincent Kennedy jackwagon.
Oh, man, that's our new thing. Hashtag jackwagon. That's going to be trending all over the place. I'm going to make an Instagram that says hashtag jackwagon and just have Vince McMahon pictures. But it's serious. Back in the day,
I like that. I don't know about you, Carver, but I like that. They do not sign these part-timers who are not going to be invested in the company. Yeah. All the wrestlers that are there want to be there. They're all invested in the company, and it's just
And they're bringing back Goldberg.
But this is where WWE and AEW are just leaps and bounds different.
Yeah. Because Goldberg's not going to be there every week leading up to WrestleMania.
And who knows how long that contract is. It could just be like a 6-month contract for ratings boost.
Yeah. In hopes that, they can kind of get backing up over AEW. And no telling how much money they're paying Goldberg just to do that video last night that was, I guarantee you, was not live. That video was not live.
95% I could say that's probably pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-recorded like 3 days ago, and just flip it on. No telling how much money.
No, I know. And look at what Lesnar gets, these ridiculous contracts for 1 year, like Lesnar and Ronda Rousey, who I think Lesnar and Ronda Rousey are two of the worst wrestlers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They are horrible in the ring. Lesnar can only do suplexes, and
it's getting worse too.
It's boring. It's boring.
Yeah, and it's getting worse. And he's getting up there in age, and his body's wearing out. He's young. I mean, not really old, but
like when Ricochet kicked Lesnar in the nuts, that was the best moment I've ever seen. and then Drew McIntyre claymored his ass over the top rope. Yup.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
He doesn't fall gracefully.
Oh, when he kicked him in the nuts and then McIntyre claymored him out over the top rope, that was spectacular.
Oh man, he's like a log falling on the little the apron part.
Yeah.
Honestly, like a side note, I could never wrestle. If I ever did, I'd be like, in my contract, I'm not going over these ropes onto that ground. I don't know how they land on their feet or even take a bump on their back when they fall off, because this stuff's on concrete. Those padding is only like that.
Yeah, it's only like an inch thick. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do they fall off of that and not break bones? Beyond me.
No, I know.
I like watching Lesnar fall because he does not fall gracefully ever.
Well, that's because he's huge. He's a big dude.
He can't move.
I don't like the part-timers that are taking up. But see, you want to know why Vince signs them? The money draw. He knows that or he thinks that since Brock Lesnar was in the UFC and he's a legitimate fighter, that he's going to bring all this, he's going to bring all this attention and money. No. People don't want to see that, Vince, you idiot, you stupid idiot.
Jackwagon.
Yeah, jackwagon. They don't want to see that anymore. They're sick and tired of it. Look at your ratings. They're sick and tired of part-timers.
Yeah, because exactly. They bring them in, and as soon as they come in first night, they're like, we're going for that big title. And you get all this other talent that's working their butt off, like Strowman, that doesn't even get a sniff at a title.
Mm-hmm.
You feel as a talent that's been there each and every week, going on the road for the house shows, the live events, sponsor plugs and stuff. They're putting in all that time away from family, can't have a family. Then you got Goldberg jumping in like, hey, I'm coming after you, Bray Wyatt. You got other people on the roster like, are you kidding me?
Yep. But that's because Vince is stupid. STOOPID. Stupid.
Stupid.
Seriously. But that's the biggest, one of the major differences I've noticed with AEW is they don't sign these part-time guys. They want guys that are going to be there, that they can count on to be there, to wrestle weekly, like it's
another investment.
And just the creative team behind that company has just, they fully embrace that attitude era mentality, like we're not going to be like soft, and we're not going to conform to like these little 7-year-olds. No, like our target audience is a little more edgy. Like we're going for the, 18 to 45 demographic, like hard.
And WWE can easily do that, but they're so worried that, I grew up in the 90s. I was like right around 10. 94, I was 10. I was born in 84. So 94, when Raw was really taking on that Attitude Era, I was like 10 to 15 age, And that's the highlight between when I was 10 and 15. I was still getting the wrestling figures, wrestling games, and the games back then was more edgy and stuff. The blood matches, even on video games, you had blood matches.
1996 to 2004.
Yeah. So you can still do it with the kids. I mean, what? I'll let you say it. What do they need to do?
For what? The
rating.
Oh, they got to put the edge back on, man. They got to bring the blood back. They got to bring the edge back into the
PG-13.
Yeah, they have to go PG-13, full-blown PG-13, the way it was back in the Attitude Era. They have to go PG-13.
If sponsors don't like it, be like, okay, we're the WWE. We're going to get these other sponsors that's knocking on the door.
Yeah, so just go get some more adult-oriented, because guess what? A 7-year-old is not going to spend $350 on wrestling apparel.
No, that mom and dad is what
a 22-year-old would, though.
Yep. Yep. Big time.
Old school. If they ever said the Attitude Era is back, dude, I'd be on Amazon today.
Yeah. Oh, today. And it'd be like, well, Pizza Hut don't want to sponsor us. Okay, we'll go get Papa John's.
But it's just they just the refusal to listen to the fans over the years, the refusal to Vince has gotten so money hungry and concerned about PC wise, and just instead of saying we're gonna put an edgy good product out, it's the priorities this is, for years people have said that he's out of touch. He doesn't listen to the fans. He doesn't know
listen to the wrestlers.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to the wrestler. He does it's a known fact that it's just been going on like this for years and years and years and years. And this is why I want to see AEW's exposure and popularity explode.
It's like, Vince, you're not listening. AEW is, and that's why AEW is winning, kicking your butt the last 6 weeks. On
a weekly ratings basis, they are just absolutely stomped them
with just one show.
Yeah, and now that they're introducing a second one, it's on.
It's on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's AEW serious. They're not. They've with this second show, the introduction of the second show. Now here, this is what we're saying, guys. Is this is all this is what we've read on the websites. AEW is planning to do this.
Yeah.
So hopefully that everything will go accordingly, and this second show will be on the air. Hopefully it will. Everything will go as planned, and it will be out on air soon.
And you imagine, as in the back room of AEW, you imagine how hyped they are right now. Seeing that ratings, they pull up ratings. They're like, we did it again. How just the morale. You can look at the morale on the show. I watch highlights.
Yeah.
They just look fresh. They look energized. They don't look wore out. And the fans, did you watch the one where Jericho was coming out? I think he plays his own theme song. Is his band.
Oh, it's the Judas themes. Yeah, and they were all singing it. That was awesome.
And he just walking out, just soaking it in.
Yeah.
And all the crowd was just singing along to it. When was the last time you seen WWE fans sing? Except the whole "You Suck" singing.
I know.
USA live stream. Thanks for jumping up in here.
Thank you, USA, for the thumbs up. Much appreciated. But I mean, it's just the world of wrestling. If the trend continues, man, it could be turned on its head pretty soon.
Just wait till you walk through your local retail shop and start seeing
AEW
figures sitting right next to WWE. Because it's only a matter of time that happens.
Mm-hmm. Because the one thing I did read was I read a couple of articles about how ahead of schedule AEW is with their ratings and their financials, and just like the growth of the company. Like Cody and the Young Bucks and Dustin and Tully Blanchard, and Jericho, those are kind of like the core guys, and Kenny Omega, like those are the core like 5 or 6 guys that started this company. And like Tony Khan, the guy from the Jaguars there, that is kind of the financial backing for this. They've all sat in interviews and they have said like the growth has it's been astonishing.
Yeah.
The speed at which it's picked up momentum for being such a new company has shocked even them.
Because each show, each company's got to sit down each week and discuss what's going on. AEW, you cannot tell me they have anything negative to talk about. In WWE, they're like Vince is up there firing people right now.
And not only firing, they're not just anybody. He fired 2 like high-end board members.
Yeah. You know what? Where could they go? You fired me?
But that's what I mean. Like it's
they could go over there to Cody Rhodes and be like, "Hey, I got some stuff for you. You want to sit down and talk?"
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The last thing you want to do is fire people that can go, that's pissed off at you, and be like, "You know what? I'm going to hop on over.
I'm going to help the creative team of your biggest competitor."
Yeah.
How about that?
Have freedom to be able to do that you wouldn't let me do.
And not only that, the 2 people, one of them was in charge, I think, of like the financial part of WWE. So if they ever went like, "Hey, look, guys, I've been doing WWE's financials for years. If you need help, with money management or anything like that, count me in." Yeah, count me in. Give me a call.
Yeah.
USA, I am from just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I am American.
Boston.
I am an hour south of the magnificent city of Boston, Massachusetts.
It amazes me. You really don't have that Boston talk.
Oh, when I get about 3 blue moons in me, it'll change. And we'll be talking about cars and parking lots and Harvard. And Harvard. Oh yeah. Then it comes out. About 3 blue moons into the night, the Boston accent will come out.
Oh man. Or have your cable provider have a little mess up while you're trying to watch pay-per-view with blue moons in your system.
Oh yeah. But believe me, after 3 blue moons, the letter R does not exist in my vocabulary. Hashtag no Oz here.
Oh man, I love it.
CAH.
USA, if I can get my green screen working, we'd be looking really good. Man, hey, and once I get my green screen working, what I plan on doing is I got it where I can make like my background, that black wood behind you.
Yep.
Have it turn blue, because I think my thumbnail right now for this video, you can't really see, but it's blue. And I can turn.
Oh yeah, you tinted it blue a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
So I can have mine more blue, have yours more red.
More red, yeah. So we could do both sides of it.
Yeah, but eventually both sides going to be gold, because AEW is going to AEW
gold and black, right?
We're just going to be like WWE. Our fans ain't tuning in to WWE talk.
But it's this was a good way to kind of like, I wanted to end I wanted to like make this the last segment for us on our little episodic little show here, because like WWE's finally getting some real competition.
Yeah.
Like they are finally getting some real competition, and you see it like Carver. I've read it for weeks now that Vince is not happy.
No.
Like he is not a happy camper, seeing how well AEW does every week.
And we are true wrestling fans, right? We've been going live for 2 hours. Our first hour, we was talking about Raw and Smackdown matches. And we was kind of like laid back, just kind of like talking about what's happened. And as soon as we popped on AEW,
yeah,
more animated, because
it generates real, like, it's a real conversation now, guys.
Yeah.
Like AEW is really pushing. They're pushing the envelope, which WWE has not done in years.
Ain't gonna be no envelopes before long.
Yeah, like if the creators of the company, Cody Rhodes, Dustin, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, two guys, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson from old school WWE days, like they understand, how to push the envelope, how to keep people invested. They understand that because they lived it,
It's like, what is McMahon's problem? Why does he not want to push it? What?
That's the biggest. I think even the wrestlers in the WWE locker room at the moment are asking that question. Like, why are we running on a treadmill? Why are we, you know what I mean? Why are we running on a treadmill? Why the stagnant booking? What, they're asking a lot of questions. And I could almost, like, there's probably a lot of tension backstage, Carver. To be honest, there's probably a lot of tension behind the scenes at WWE.
I could see it, because you look at the matches, a lot of these wrestlers, they just got a different look than AEW does. AEW, their wrestlers, they look loose and having fun. One of the very few, like the Miz, I will say him, he looks like he's having fun when he's wrestling.
Yeah.
And besides him, I mean, Roman Reigns, he looks like he's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a handful. I don't know how it is on Raw with, like, Kevin Owens. He looks exhausted.
I think he's just tired of the company itself, to be honest.
I could see him making a move.
Oh, imagine a guy, because Kevin Owens came from the Indies where he was like, not really, let's just say the leash was not, like in WWE, Kevin Owens has a choke collar on. In the Indies,
like Mick Foley.
Like, here's the thing. Kevin Owens's finishing move in the Indies was the package pile driver, which is a devastating looking maneuver
that they do not allow him to use in WWE.
That they do not allow him to use in the WWE, but it is awesome. If you guys have not seen a package pile driver as a finishing maneuver, go and YouTube it because it's awesome.
But it's just WWE wrestlers do not look like they're having fun.
Most of them don't. No, most of them do not. No,
it's just slaving away.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows if you have those wrestlers coming out to the ring like that, just going through motions and just not generating the pops like McMahon wants you to do, what's going on behind the scenes?
But see, like, and remember how we talked about the injuries were piling up and the suspensions were piling up, for the WWE. If you don't really care about what you do, you know what I mean? It's like
wrestlers' bodies are not as bulk as they used to be, which that could be a nutritional steroid anti thing using now, but
I just think that they, if you stop caring in the ring, you get lackadaisical, you stop caring, and then before you know it, you get hurt,
Could that be Bailey's issue? Not caring?
I just think, I think it's a multitude of just, I think a lot of the wrestlers are just sick and tired of the way they've been used and the way they've been booked. And but see, WWE, with the way they sign contracts, they have their wrestlers by the throat.
Yeah.
Like, once you sign a contract with them, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. There's no getting out of it. Cause you can't tell me as a wrestler that you can, well, McMahon's never there. I don't even know if Triple H is there each week, but you can't say that you can pick up this phone and call up McMahon and be like, sir, can we sit down and talk about my character? Maybe be like, no.
I don't like it.
Yeah. There's no way they're going to contact McMahon and be like, hey, can we tweak a little bit?
And here's that, and that's a big draw for AEW because the wrestlers that sign with AEW get full creative control of their characters. They have 100% full creative control. So, I mean, and think about it, that's a huge draw.
Yeah.
instead of being told what to do, what to say, how to act every week, you can evolve your character the way you want.
Yeah. Your character is you, and it's just going to benefit us.
Mm-hmm. But that's, I mean, like, I really did want to, make this our last segment because I knew we were going to get into this because it's like, finally, the WWE has some real, somebody really pushing their buttons a little bit.
Yep. I'm loving it. This is what's needed to happen. When TNA came along, I was like, they need to be able to push WWE, but they never had that thread on the tires to be able to do it. And AEW's came out of the box just smoking.
Oh yeah, like like they've even said in interviews, like we've talked about it a couple of times that the AEW management has said that even they are shocked with the amount of momentum they've been able to get so quick.
That just shows you fans want something different, want to change.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. Like, the WWE fan base is just sick and tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again.
So you got this product came out, and you said that they sold out in 15 minutes when they first started?
The Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which was like the first major pay-per-view for AEW back when they first started. It sold out in 15 minutes. They sold an entire arena out in 15 minutes.
Could you imagine how those wrestlers looked at each other when it sold out in 15 minutes? Be like, what are we doing?
But that's what I mean. Like, they once again they went up against WWE for one pay-per-view. I forget which one it was, but they went up against WWE pay-per-view where the WWE was having a pay-per-view like in New York, like right down the street, and then AEW basically gave them the finger, and then they sold out the Barclays Center, right? So WWE was at the Garden, right, in New York.
Yeah.
And AEW was at the Barclays Center, and they sold it out with a pay-per-view on the same night. So it was like a big, just a big like middle finger, to the WWE, where it's like, we're not scared of you, and we're gonna take your title. We're gonna take your title.
Yeah.
If you ain't careful.
It's happening.
Elijah, we've been talking about it for a while. The biggest difference between AEW and WCW and TNA was AEW's got the financial backing. They have a bigger financial backing than both of those companies. So, I think the sky's the limit with them as long as they keep it up.
Yeah. And they're just, I don't know. I just don't think they would ever sell to WWE like WCW did.
No, there is no way that Kenny Omega, Dustin Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, there's no way that they would ever sell to Vince.
No.
Like, they're going to be sitting there giving Vince the double bird, in their headquarters rather than sell to him.
Because when WCW got bought out by WWE, I mean, they try keeping it going, WCW, but all those wrestlers, they just cut everyone out.
Yep.
So many people, when they got bought out, they knew it was like, well, we're done.
Oh, they knew. They absolutely 100% knew. They knew.
It goes down to production companies, talent development people, just each and people that's putting together the costumes. You look at how many people lost jobs over them selling out.
Yeah, no, I know. A ton. A lot.
A lot of things, a lot of people that people don't even think about just lost everything when they sold.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The night when Kevin Nash and them came over the Nitro.
Yep. I'll never forget when Hulk Hogan came over, when he went over to WCW, and Randy Savage, when he went over to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he debuted on WC, it was like.
Is Billy Gunn at AEW?
Yes, he is.
Wow. Road Dogg, he's just talent developed over there in WWE.
I know. So they're like, and to be honest, like they're like bitter enemies right now because it's like, you know, Billy's trying to build AEW up.
Okay, I really want to see Ziggler to make the swap. Can I have a fantasy tag team between Ziggler and Billy Gunn, please? Because Billy Gunn is still a monster. I've seen video of him working out.
Yeah, so Elijah says Road Dogg is in NXT now. He's helping out Triple H in NXT. So, but that would explain a lot. That's why the product in NXT is better than any main roster.
They got the DX factor. Yeah, Coach Plays. He's getting ready for XFL. He's going to call XFL here in a little bit.
Nice. The Bruins play at 3:00 today, my time, so I might do that game.
There you go.
Good old fashioned hockey fight.
There you go.
Speaking about somebody getting punched in the face realistically.
So I'll take a Chris Jericho, EC3, take a pick. Does this mean EC3 is leaving?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like I say, if you want to end this show now, it's a good one.
Yeah, man. Like I definitely did want to like make this our last topic because I knew we could really dive into this battle that's going on between, AEW and WWE, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. We're like old school WWE where, the show may be 2 hours, but it will go over 2:10, 2:20, 2:15.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, there was a set time where they ended, but it always went over. Where AEW just took us another 40 minutes past what we did last week.
Elijah, that's an interesting tag team there. So EC3 going over to AEW to team up with MJF. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool, man. Not gonna lie, that would be a pretty good tag team. Carver, though, I'm telling you, watch a few of these AEW, Dynamite episodes, dude. They're good. They're real good.
Well, when I get off here, what I'm going to do probably is pull up YouTube. Well, I got YouTube pulled up. Obviously, I'll just type in AEW and just really dive in.
It's Carver. You'll watch it. It's night and day, dude. Night and day between the booking, between the booking of WWE and AEW. It's night and day. You'll really enjoy it. It's a good show.
Like I say, Wednesday night, I may put it on and do a stream on it.
Elijah, the theme music hits a lot better in AEW. Like I do like a lot of the themes that the wrestlers do have. I do like that.
How you feel about the heel turn by Britt Baker?
I think she could do both, Elijah. I think she makes a better. She could do both. Like she's proven that she could play both heel and face. It's going to be interesting to see her kind of in that bitchy role, bitchy heel role.
It'd be great. We need more like that.
But I'm telling you, Carver, pull up AEW Dynamite and watch the shows, dude. They're real good. They're real good. The booking is like I said, it goes back to that AEW Attitude Era where you can't really predict what's going down next.
That's great, and that's what we need as fans. I don't want to predict what's about to happen. Keep me on the edge of my seats. I don't want to think what's happening. I just want to be shocked.
Elijah, I like the Hangman Page character. I like everything about that Hangman Page Adam Hangman Page. I like that character a lot, dude. I like his persona. I like he's got a strong move set in the ring, which kind of goes back to kind of like an old school kind of Bradshaw feel.
Man, I miss old school Bradshaw.
So he's got a finisher that's pretty cool, Carver. It's a slingshot. So he starts on the outside of the ring, right? and he like slingshots himself over the top rope and then turns it into like a clothesline. He calls it the buckshot lariat. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, it's like a slingshot version of Bradshaw's clothesline from hell. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that one too.
That's what it is. It's so remember we were talking earlier about Luke Harper going to AEW?
Yeah.
Brody Lee is the Lee. So Brody Lee is going to be his name in AEW.
All right. Okay. So when Elijah said Brody Lee, so I got to retrain my brain saying Luke Harper is on his way to AEW.
Yeah. So his name in AEW is going to be Brody Lee.
It's Catfish Terry jumping up in there.
Hey, Catfish, what's up? But this was good, Carver. I think we hit on a lot of major points, and the AEW talk was a lot of fun. I think that's going to be entertaining for us going forward.
Going forward, this weekly show, because I'm liking it. So, we may be into more AEW talk.
Yeah, it's always fun. Competition makes companies better. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to hopefully drive WWE to kind of get a little closer to that PG-13, cliff that they don't want to go, they don't want to go to.
Because, in WWE they went through stages. They went pre-Raw, where everything was kind of kiddie.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went into the Attitude Era, the Raw is War era, where everything was dark and the ratings peaked.
Yep.
Then they went to the mid 2000s to kind of now. They have been drawn out for so long. It's time to flip again.
Yeah, it's time to go back to the old school ways and see if they can drum up some of the ratings again.
When everybody's going nostalgia and you get a talent pool like they do, it's time.
Oh, yeah.
AEW kicking butt.
Both of the Hardys, I think, Elijah, are going to retire. I think they've just been beat up throughout the years. I don't think we're going to see Matt or Jeff in any AEW or any of the other. I think they're just going to retire and ride off into the sunset, because both of them have really taken, their bodies have taken a beating over the years.
Especially Jeff Hardy. He's been the brother that took everything.
Well, not only that, Jeff struggles with stuff outside of the ring too. So you add that factor into it, where it's just, I just think they deserve it. They deserve to retire right off into the sunset and, enjoy, the rest of their post WWE life.
Maybe they'll come in with AEW as talent development or writing.
Yeah, something like that.
Kind of creative team, because having them two would be beneficial in just tag team developments.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially their background in Attitude Era, But Matt looks rough.
They would fit AEW great as a connoisseur, or kind of like a consultant to a consultant to some of these guys who need a little bit of help, with character development. They would be great additions to AEW in that aspect of things. Because
WWE does it with Al Snow and all of them. Character develops in their, just getting the talent up and over.
Yeah.
With that, what do they call it? WWE, the little talent facility, that's just training.
Performance center there.
Performance center.
Yeah.
So that could be what the Hardys do for AEW.
I just think they've done it for 25 years now. I just think they deserve to just,
Man, it's hard to believe.
They deserve. I think they should do one final match, make it a last match and just send them off right. Send them off at WrestleMania, or it's not this WrestleMania, maybe next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But send them off like Matt Hardy already kind of quietly retired last year, so he's not even wrestling anymore. I think Jeff should wrestle one last match, just make an announcement and just say this is,
All right, I got your last match. Him and Edge.
Jeff Hardy and Edge, right?
Yep, Jeff Hardy and Edge.
But that's
One
what
match for the fan.
make it something like that, and just say, because the Edge and Christian and the Hardys. I mean, talk about a rivalry growing up watching that. Like that was spectacular.
And they can name it one last match. This is it. This is the last one you ever watched, and we ain't seen that in so long that it would work.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Jeff Hardy get his butt kicked.
So Elijah said Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. He wanted it. Jeff said it. So that would be nice.
Oh man, he would get his butt kicked, but I would love it.
You want to talk about like the proper send off for like a hardcore legend? Yeah, that would be a send off.
It would. All right, man. I ain't going to keep you on here. We've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2:20.
I know this was a good show, though. We hit on a lot of good stuff, man. I knew this was going to be a good show, and I knew we were going to get really, really into the AEW talk, because it's always like, it's nice to see the WWE get pushed a little bit,
And thanks, Elijah, jumping in the chat, man, helping us out. It's great seeing the chatters jumping in, giving us topics, because, we got our own list of topics.
Yeah.
But it's great touching on what Elijah and your other buddy jumped in, one of your followers. What's his name? Looking back. Lonnie.
Oh, Lonnie. Yeah.
And Sarah's jumped in here talking. So it makes it more fun. So keeps us going way past what we went an hour longer than we did last week.
Elijah says he's going to get ready for the XFL coming up next.
Hey, I'm going to tune in. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too, man.
Yeah. But Bobby, thank you.
No problem there, Carver. This was a good one, man. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the podcast we got going. The little
episode 2, season 1.
Episode 2, season 1.
We're going to have to figure out a way and upload these to a true podcast.
Yeah.
So we got 2 down.
Yep.
So we got to get this uploaded.
Absolutely. No doubt. But that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. We will definitely do it again next week. We're going to figure out a time next week. We're going to do it on your show next.
Yep. We will be back on my channel next week, guys. We rotate back and forth.
So we're having fun.
Definitely. It's been a good show, man. So
you going to do Raw Monday night?
I will have to check on that. I will definitely give a channel update. If there's no Celtics or Bruins, we'll be back. Yeah, Raw will be back up and running on Monday night.
So Elijah said NXT is tonight. NXT Poland.
Really?
So I may have to tune in, not stream it, but just see what kind of Poland's got going on. All right, guys. Thanks to each and every one of you guys that's jumped in here, man. We've had a lot of fun. So till next time, we got that Peace Nation going on. Me, you, and Coach Plays. Coach Plays gonna come in here, hit me when I go peace. But if you're good, this is it.
All right. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Right, well, we got one last thing to say. If you ain't down with the Butcher and Carver, we got 2 words for you.
What's your 2 words?
Suck it. Peace.